In the 12th century, a quiet village in England faced a mystery that science still cannot explain. It was harvest time, and farmers were working in the fields. Suddenly, out of a deep pit used for catching wolves, walked two children, a brother and a sister. They looked like normal kids, except for one terrifying detail. Their skin was completely bright green. The villagers gathered around the children. They tried to speak to them, but the kids spoke a completely unknown language. Their clothes were made of a strange, metallic material that no one recognized. The villagers took them to the home of a wealthy local man named Sir Richard de Callan. Everyone wanted to help them, but there was a massive problem. The children were starving, but they refused to eat any normal human food. Bread, meat, fruit, they pushed it all away. They were literally crying from hunger, but they wouldn't eat a bite. Days passed, and the children grew weaker. Then, someone brought fresh, raw, broad beans into the house. The moment the children saw the green beans, they went wild. They opened the stalks, found the beans, and ate them like crazy. For months, this was the only food they would touch. Sadly, the young boy became very sick and died, but his older sister survived. Over time, she started eating normal food, and a strange thing happened. The green color slowly vanished from her skin. She looked like a normal human girl. She grew up, worked in the village, and finally learned how to speak English. And that is when she revealed the chilling truth. When the villagers asked her where she came from, her story shocked them. She said she came from a place called St. Martin's Land. She claimed that in her world, the sun never shines. It is always a dark twilight, and everything there is green. She said her people were Christians and had a beautiful church. But how did they get to our world? She explained that she and her brother were watching their father's sheep in a field. Suddenly, they heard a loud, beautiful sound like church bells. They followed the sound into a deep cave. They walked through the darkness for a long time until they suddenly stepped out into the bright sunlight of England. The light was so blinding that they became lost and couldn't find the cave entrance again. For over 800 years, people have tried to explain this case. Some historians say it was a tragic medical mistake. They believe the children were Flemish refugees who lost their parents in a war. They hid in the woods, became starved, and got a disease called chlorosis, or green sickness, which actually turns human skin a greenish color. The strange language was just a foreign European dialect. But if they were just lost refugees, how could they mistake a normal forest for a sunless underground world? And why couldn't anyone in the area recognize their language? If the green girl was telling the truth, it means a hidden world exists right beneath our feet, and the door to it opened just once in a small English village. The green children lived among us, but the secret of St. Martin's Land remains buried in the dark forever.